Jai Gurudev, and thank you for joining us today. We are excited to dive deep into how practices like yoga, meditation, and Sudarshan Kriya can impact the success of intellectuals, politicians, writers, CEOs, professors, and how their success can contribute to building stronger economies. Successful countries like China and the US are often driven by intellectuals who lead industries, governments, and academia. Could you explain how practices like yoga and meditation help these intellectuals harness their abilities for the greater good? Jai Gurudev, and thank you for having me. You have touched on a very important point. Intellectuals, whether they are political leaders, business CEOs, academics, or thought leaders, are often the catalyst behind the growth of any society or economy. They drive innovation, policy change, education, and industry forward. But to perform at their highest level, they need more than just intelligence and expertise. They need mental clarity, emotional stability, and resilience. Yoga, meditation, and Sudarshan Kriya offer exactly that. They are techniques that work directly on the mind and body, helping individuals manage stress, improve focus, increase creativity, and enhance emotional intelligence. When these qualities are cultivated, intellectuals can apply their skills more effectively, ultimately benefiting their countries and contributing to wealth generation. That's a great point. Intellectuals often face intense pressure, whether in politics, business, or academia. How do yoga and meditation directly help them deal with that pressure and improve their performance? The primary way yoga and meditation help intellectuals is by improving their mental and emotional state in high stakes environments, whether it is running a country or leading a $1 billion company. The ability to think clearly, stay calm under pressure, and make effective decisions is critical. These practices directly affect the brain and nervous system, improving cognitive function and emotional regulation. Take Sudarshan Kriya, for example. It is a breathing technique that involves rhythmic and controlled breathing patterns. Studies show that the Sudarshan Kriya has a profound impact on reducing stress. Hormones like cortisol, which helps individuals remain calm and composed in stressful situations. This enables intellectuals to make decisions based on logic rather than reacting impulsively under pressure. Research from institutions like the Journal of Clinical Psychology has demonstrated that these techniques significantly reduce anxiety, depression, and mental fatigue, conditions that often plague high level thinkers. This is particularly important for politicians or business leaders who need to maintain clarity and focus while dealing with complex and often contradictory information. So, it is not just about mental clarity, it is about emotional resilience too. Exactly. Emotional resilience is key for intellectuals in leadership positions, whether it is a CEO who has to handle boardroom disagreements or a politician who faces public scrutiny. Emotional intelligence allows individuals to manage their reactions and stay focused on the bigger picture. Yoga and meditation build this emotional resilience by calming the mind, fostering self awareness, and promoting a balanced perspective. In fact, studies have shown that regular meditation practices improves the emotional intelligence EQ, which is crucial for effective leadership. An article in the Harvard Business Review discusses how high EQ leaders are better at inspiring teams, managing conflict, and creating a positive work culture, all of which contribute to the success of their organizations and nations. It is fascinating how these practices can improve both the individual performance and interpersonal relationships. But we also know that intellectuals and leaders drive economic growth. Can you explain how their successes, fueled by practices like yoga and meditation, creates wealth, which can then benefit the poor? That's a crucial question. Economic growth often starts with the decisions and actions of intellectuals, whether they are CEOs, scientists, or policymakers. When these leaders are in a balanced state of mind, they are more likely to make decisions that lead to innovation, wealth generation, and job creation. Take, for instance, the role of CEOs in successful economies like the US. Many of the top tech industry leaders practice mindfulness or meditation. Companies like Google, Apple, and Intel have incorporated mindfulness programs into their corporate culture, recognizing that these practices improve employee creativity, productivity, and well being. When companies are successful, they create wealth not just for their shareholders, but also for their employees, customers, and communities. This wealth can then be reinvested into the economy, leading to job creation, improved infrastructure, and social services. More importantly, when leaders have a sense of self awareness and empathy cultivated through practices like yoga and meditation, they are more inclined to create policies or corporate strategies that benefit the broader society, including the marginalized and economically disadvantaged. They understand that the success of a nation or a company is not just about financial growth, but about creating sustainable, equitable opportunities for all. That's a powerful insight. In a sense, when intellectuals practice mindfulness, they are not only enhancing their individual well being, but also creating systems that benefit society as a whole. Are there any examples of this in real life? Absolutely. One example comes from Ray Dalio, the founder of Bridgewater Associates, one of the world's largest hedge funds. Dalio is a strong advocate for meditation and has credited his success to his practice. He has also emphasized how the practice of mindfulness and meditation helped him manage his emotions during the 2008 financial crisis, allowing him to make sound decisions when the market was unstable. Under his leadership, Bridgewater went on to become one of the most successful hedge funds globally, employing thousands of people. Delios' approach extends beyond individual success. He is also committed to giving back. He has launched initiatives that focus on educating underserved populations and promoting economic equality, recognizing that a strong economy is only valuable for its benefits reach everyone. Another example is Ellen Langer, a Harvard psychologist and one of the pioneers of mindfulness research. She has found that mindfulness can enhance cognitive performance, creativity, and decision making abilities. Many of her studies have shown that when people are mindful, they perform better not only in academic and business settings, but also in social and interpersonal environments, leading to more effective leadership. These examples really show how mindfulness and meditation can transform individuals and their organizations. But how do these practices contribute to a nation's prosperity and in turn help the poor? That's an important question. A prosperous nation is one where the wealth generated by successful businesses, policies, and innovations is used to uplift all segments of society, not just the elite. When leaders have broader perspective, they are more likely to implement policies that promote education, healthcare, and economic mobility for everyone, including the poor. For instance, in countries like Bhutan, the government has incorporated meditation practices to national life and prioritizes gross national happiness (GNH) over gross domestic product (GDP) alone. By focusing on the well-being of citizens, mental, emotional, and physical, the country has fostered a society where people feel more connected, less stressed, and more productive. This sense of collective well being has led to better healthcare, a stronger educational system, and overall national prosperity, benefiting all citizens, particularly those in lower income brackets. Similarly, California, a hub of technological innovation and home to many industry leaders who practice yoga and mindfulness, has seen its economy thrive with a focus on innovation, inclusivity, and sustainability. Programs aimed at providing affordable housing, education, and job opportunities to underserved communities are a direct result of a mindset shaped by leaders who understand the interconnectedness of individual success and societal well being. This idea of interconnectedness really seems to be at the heart of these practices. It is not just about achieving success, but doing so in a way that helps society as a whole. Can you elaborate on how yoga, meditation, and Sudarshan Kriya help intellectuals to see this broader interconnected vision? That's a very important aspect of these practices. Yoga, meditation, and Sudarshan Kriya help individuals transcend their narrow self interest and see the bigger picture. In yoga, we call this oneness or unity consciousness. It is the realization that we are all interconnected, that the success of one person can positively impact the lives of many. For intellectuals, this shift in perspective is crucial. It helps them realize that their work and decisions have far reaching consequences. A CEO who practices yoga and meditation might think about how their company's operations impact not just their profits, but also their employees' well being, their customers, and the environment. A politician who meditates may approach policy making with a focus on the long term health of the nation rather than short term political gain. This holistic thinking is what ultimately leads to a kind of leadership that creates lasting value, not just financial, but also social, environmental, and spiritual. And when intellectuals embody this kind of leadership, they help create a world where wealth is not just concentrated in the hands of a few, but is distributed in a way that supports everyone, including the poor. Thank you so much for your time and insights. It is clear that yoga, meditation, and Sudarshan Kriya are not only tools for personal growth, but also essential practices for creating a more prosperous, equitable world. It was my pleasure. When we take care of the mind and body through practices like yoga, meditation, we unlock our true potential, not just as individuals, but as a society. By doing so, we contribute to creating a world where prosperity and well being are shared by all. Jai Gurudev.